Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews and welcome to August Q A. Now remember guys, if you want to be a part of this, please, you have to be a supporter via Patreon to submit your questions, in this monthly Q A series. Now let's start off with what's new at Ozzie Reviews. So obviously August was a big month for me. We did that stinky fish challenge and we raised over $2,500 there for melanoma research. So I'm going to update you guys, once I get the acknowledgement back from Melanoma Research Australia there, on our donation. So thanks so much to every one of you guys. As most of you know, I've had level 4 melanoma, so to raise money to go into that research is obviously something very close to my heart. And I appreciate the hell out of it. In actual fact, guys, I probably should use this opportunity to just say I thank the lot of you, especially those of you who have been with me since day one, and I've got some very, very loyal followers out there who have just stood by me since day one, and just put a lot of input into the channel and, and just always sharing the videos and promoting Ozzie Reviews and that. So I really thank you guys for that. It's something now that I've been doing for 9 years, so it takes up a lot of time. And, trying to juggle all this, like I got a few hundred acres here to juggle and, and working and doing the bags and the reviews and all that sort of stuff. It's a struggle at times. But, that's why in the last sort of year, I've made that time to just take a little bit of time for myself too, because I'm the sort of person I'll just submerge myself completely in work, which isn't good. It's not good for anyone. You need to have that healthy balance. So, obviously I'm trying to do that as best as I can, guys. But we still got a few things out, obviously, in the month of August. The Stinky Fish Challenge was really enjoyable for you guys at home, not for me. I tell you, like when I was doing that, it's funny because sometimes on camera, I'll just roll with things. You just say things and you roll with it, right? And, and then when I actually said, bugger it, I'm going to drink the juice, I'm thinking to myself, why did I just say that? So, anyhow, so when I did that, like the guy behind the camera, he's going, and I'm sure he was just trying to hold it down because, he could smell that rotten fish, and, honestly, yeah, it was next level. And then I thought, nah, be strong, go back, hit it again. It's for, melanoma research. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And, thanks again to all of you who obviously donated there. On the review side of things, guys, I have the Tikka UPR hanky. I got the Tikka UPR in 6.5 Creedmoor and also in 22 LR, and I've actually completed the filming as of today for that. So I've just got to do a fair bit of video editing, guys, and in the month of September those two reviews will be obviously live for you guys to enjoy. Okay, what else is new? I've got all the shotgun bags, rifle bags in. So if you've placed an order and you haven't received your order as yet, like obviously if it's a shotgun bag, just give it till this week. Okay guys, if you haven't got it, please send me an email and send it to aussiereviews@gmail.com, because I don't have anything to do with the actual web store side of things other than getting a notification from it when someone places an order. So yeah, please let me know, because I take a photograph of every single order I send off, so I can easily reference it for you and we can find out where it is. I've had a couple where for some reason they've just slipped through the cracks there, but you guys have messaged and said, hey, where's this order? I've been able to track it down and get it all sorted for you. So yeah, there's only a handful of those bags left. We've got very limited amounts of the rifle bags, and we've got a handful of the shotgun bags. We've still got just under half of the M4 4 bags and about half of the shipment of pistol bags still in stock. So there's still some there. We've had 100% positive feedback with it, which is just fantastic. I can't ask for anything more than that. You guys have been really, really pleased with it. And guys, a lot has gone into it, like even from the rifle bag, modifying it to have that wider external pocket so that you can fit a long action bolt in there, or a pack of decent centerfire ammunition, where on the original design from the company, they didn't have that. So I think they needed someone who actually was a shooter to look at it and go, well, yeah, this needs to be improved. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to constantly do that with the bags and everything, because they are very popular. So if you want to jump in, get one for a birthday present for someone, or even get one early, or an early Christmas present for someone, please jump on OzzieReviews.com and go to our shop there, and you can see all the bags in stock, and yeah, you'll be able to see what's going on there. Okay, what else is new at Ozzie Reviews, guys? We got, apart from the ticker stuff, I've got a few other reviews lined up at the moment. I won't spoil them, but yeah, I'm trying to throw in that good mix like I usually do, and we'll bring you some decent reviews in the coming months. So that's pretty much what's happening here for the month. So let's jump into this month's questions. So I'm going to read from my phone this month, guys, because thankfully most of the questions are on my Patreon post asking for the Q&A questions. However, most months I've got people messaging me privately as well, so I'm trying to collate everything, and that's why obviously have it written down on paper. But anyhow, we'll read from the phone this month. So first question I got here is from Simon, and he says, "Hi Ozzie, what are your top 5 guns of all time?" Okay, so I think you probably mean like the top 5 guns, that I've actually reviewed, I'm guessing. It's probably going to be a bit unfair because there's probably going to be some Cat C and Ds in there. But honestly, I would probably say, okay, let's go through it. Semi-auto, the Ruger SR556 would have to be my my top one. I've reviewed a few centerfire and rimfire semi-autos, obviously, but that would have to be my top centerfire semi-auto. Top rimfire semi-auto, I'd probably say, okay, I like the Chris Defiance because I like the AR platform. However, for accuracy and just the beautiful finish, the Kid 1022 would have to be the top, hands down the most accurate. Okay, if we go across to semi-auto shotguns, Benelli M4, hands down, out of the semi-auto shotguns that I've used, definitely the top there. Long distance bolt guns, Ticker A1 TAC. That thing is just absolutely beautiful, and I've had a couple of friends go and buy them, especially after I reviewed them. I had one friend helping me on the review, and he was just blown away with the accuracy and what you get for the whole package. You just can't go wrong. With factory ammo, shooting 0.3 of an inch for 5 shots at 100, what more do you need? Seriously. So that would have to be my top long range bolt gun. As for like a budget bolt action rifle, I would probably say the Ruger American, definitely. The reason that I say that is because, yes, it's a budget, but every single one of them I've had has simply worked. I mean, look at the Ruger American in 223, just the standard one, 0.1, 0.2 of an inch, I think it was from memory, for 3 shots at 100 using OSA 55 grain Game King ammo. What more could you possibly want for that price? Very much the same in the rimfires there. I've got Ruger American, 22 and 22 Magnum, and they just shoot brilliantly. You find the ammo that they like, they take the knocks on the farm. Yeah, just absolutely awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much, I would say, probably the top 5, spanning across those different categories that I really rate. So the next question I got here is from Rosinski, and he says, "Hi Ozzie, I've got a couple of questions. Should centerfire and rimfire firearms be classified differently or equally?" Mate, I think they all should be equal. My view on it is once you've got a license, you should be able to purchase whatever firearm of your choice. It doesn't matter whether it's handgun, semi-auto handgun, revolver, single shot, semi-auto rifle, centerfire, rimfire, it shouldn't matter, because this is what, no matter who I have this debate with, they cannot argue this point. The fact is, if you go and become a feral pest controller and you can get yourself semi-automatic centerfire rifles, what further training do you do over that of a normal license holder, other than the Cat D safety course? There's no further police checks or anything like that. It's entering your name in on the police computer, just like it is for an A and B firearm. So what is the difference? Absolutely none, in my view. So that's why I think that they shouldn't be classified differently at all. But the powers to be, the anti-gunners and everything, like to beat their chest and believe that they're actually keeping everyone safe. And that's why they like to have those different categories. Plus, it's the old divide and conquer, isn't it? Once you start putting it into different categories, well, one, you start training people to believe that they're a higher category, so they're more dangerous and should have more restrictions. It's all mind games, in my view, and they really try to train you to believe this. I don't subscribe to any of it, because I guess I come from an era where I saw how firearms were, even prior to 96 when we had a license. 1990 we had licenses here in Queensland, and I've still got mine. No photo on it, just a credit card size with no expiry. And with that, I used to be able to go in, get myself semi-automatic firearms or bolt action firearms, no dramas. There wasn't a problem. And why? Because I was licensed, so I'd already gone through the background check. And that's why, in my view, that's the only balance that you need, or the check that you need to have a healthy balance, I should say. So yeah, that's my answer on that one, mate. So your next question here is, I don't consume alcohol, but is it okay for someone to consume alcohol whilst owning a firearm? What is your thoughts? Well, mate, it's an interesting one, and I actually sought some legal advice on this. Here in Queensland, I can only speak for Queensland, there is an offence there, obviously under the Weapons Regulation, or Weapons Act, I think, from memory, and it talks about being under the influence of liquor or alcohol, when in possession of firearms. Now, what that actually means here in Queensland is 0.15, okay? Not 0.05, 0.15. So you would have to be 0.15 or over to commit an offence against that section on the advice I've been given. So that, in other words, means if you're at a range, for example, and you've packed up your firearms and you decide to have a stubby with another friend or club member there, and then drive home. Well, what's the issue? I mean, one, you'll be under 0.05 anyway, provided you're on an open license, so there's no offence there committed. And for possession of firearms there, well, you're not over 0.15, so there's no problem. And that's what a lot of people get confused with. They think it's absolute zero tolerance. No, it's not, as I said, on the legal advice I've been given. And people should exercise that freedom a little bit more. And I'm certainly not saying go out and drink yourself into a coma and then hope that you're under 0.15, but be sensible about it. You're at a range there, and you want to have a stubby or a can of beer before you go home, just as a social thing with a few other club members. What's the issue? And this comes back to my belief about freedom for good people. You should be able to do that. Be responsible, no issues. That's my view on it. Now, the last question that Rosinski's got here is, he asks, what's the total cost for firearm ownership fees? Okay, mate, I sort of need a little bit more information there, but here in Queensland, for example, so you're going to pay about $460 for an AB license for 10 years, okay? Prior to that, you're going to have to pay about $200 around there for a safety course. Then obviously you're going to have to go out and buy a safe to be compliant. So you're going to have to spend, a couple $100 there as a bare minimum. I suggest spending as much as you can, because obviously you want decent security. So, add all that up. You're probably looking at easily close to, $1,000 there. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. Pistols, very similar. You know, there's a few more hurdles to jump through there, but you know, your question here, mate, is pretty basic, so I'm hoping I'm answering your question by, you know, what I've given you in that response. Next question I got here is from Mark, and he says, hey Ozzie, I'm new to deer stalking, so I've never been out trying, but whilst in lockdown doing some studying, I have a 30-06, and initially I thought that it was a good caliber. However, after watching a number of videos of Sambar Deer and the size they can be, I'm wondering if I should not go big at a 300 Win Mag, a 338 Lapua. There's my answer, mate. The 30-06 has killed every single North American big game available, period. You know, if you can't kill a Sambar Deer with a 30-06, like seriously, you need to go back to doing some training with shot placement and everything like that. The 30-06 will do the job sufficiently, mate. There's no need for anything else. You've got a great caliber there. I'd be keen to hear about what rifle setup you've got, you know, like brand and what glass you've got on top as well. Next question I got here is from Dino, and he says, hey Ozzie, looking for some hearing protection for when I'm out hunting, wanting something under $150. Okay, mate, so you've really got, it's really narrow, you know, your choice there being under $150, because, you know, it's more traditional type muffs that you can get for that. If you really started going into electronic hearing protection for that price, I wouldn't trust it. I don't think it'd be that good quality, mate. Most of the hearing protection I've seen, like Pro Ears, which is, you know, your traditional type muffs, you know, a few $100s for them. And then obviously, you know, like the plugs that are electronic, the Sense Digital like I run, yeah, well, you know, it's quite a lot of money. So, you know, for that price, mate, unfortunately, you're going to have to stick with some basic like Peltors or something, you know, similar to that that's not electronic, because I don't know of anything under $150 that you'd really get that'd be quality, you know, that's electronic. So the big thing that you want to have a look is the noise reduction rating. Okay, so what you'll find is you'll see it'll advertise it as most probably like 28 dBA. Okay, so that'll be the reduction in noise. For me personally, I like to come in a bit over that. You know, if you can get up around 32, 34 dBA reduction, you're really going to have some good hearing protection there. Always remember, mate, once your hearing starts to degrade, it's not like you can build it back up again. You know, so it's imperative that you get decent quality hearing protection. And that's why, you know, for that price, if you wanted to go into electronic, which I highly recommend if you're out hunting because you want to be able to hear things around you, you're going to have to pay more than $150, okay? Next question I got here is from Blake, and he says, hey Ozzie, what's the best 1.7 HMR beginner rifle in your opinion? Cheers. Honestly, mate, I would just simply go and get a Ruger American in 1.7 HMR. The reason that I recommend that rifle so much is, well, I've got two of them. I've got the 22 and I've got the 22 Magnum. Both of the rifles shoot sub-MOA, you know, with the favorite ammo that it likes. You just got to see which ammo the rifle likes and then stick to it. It'll be very much the same with the 1.7 HMR in the Ruger American. You're going to take the nocks out hunting. So, you know, for a beginner rifle, it's fairly budget, it's fairly cheap, but it's built well. So, you know, you're going to take the nocks with it. So if you're out hunting and you accidentally drop it, or you've got it leaning against a tree while you're picking up some game or something and it falls over, it's just going to take the nocks. So, you know, and obviously it's not going to cost you thousands of dollars, you know, where you're going, oh my God, it's got a scratch on it and all that sort of thing. So yeah, mate, that would be my advice. I've had numerous, and when I say numerous, I'm talking people like 40 to 50 people now who have bought Ruger Americans that I've suggested go for that as a beginner rifle, and they absolutely love them. And the reason they love them is because, you know, they can also train and teach kids to be able to shoot. You know, and that's the reason for that, is because it's got the interchangeable buttstock there. Okay, so you can have like the full standard size and the compact size, and you can interchange them. So if you've got a youngster shooting with a lower length of pull, then that's fine. You know, you can put that compact insert in the back, and the length of pull will be reduced, you know, obviously for a youngster. Same too, like if you know, if you've got like your girlfriend, wife or whatever, and they're a smaller frame, their length of pull is obviously shorter. Same thing with that as well, and they can be really comfortable when they're shooting. Also too, those inserts can be either with a cheek piece or without one, so if you've got a scope, you can easily put the insert in. If you just want to use the open sights, you can do that too. And that's why I recommend them, mate. They're just, like, honestly, they're just time tested. You know, I can't say enough good things about them. Like I said, I've got two. The 22 I've had now for years, absolute years. Go back and have a look at my review of it and you'll see how long I've had it. That's the same rifle and never let me down. And I've had so many of my licensed friends borrow it just to go out and do some, you know, shooting of rabbits and hares and stuff like that, and or just plink, and they absolutely love it as well. So also too, check out the video I got on the ultimate upgrades for the Ruger American, because I talk about different upgrades I've done. If you want to go down that track later on, you can. Next question I got here is from Rob, and he says, hey Ozzie, how about a reloading for beginners video? Do you have much experience with it? Cheers. Mate, I do. I haven't reloaded though since I was probably teenager. And the reason for it is because I find that a lot of the factory ammo these days shoots accurately enough, you know, for what my needs are. And what my needs are, like if I can get ammo, like say centerfire rifle, if it's a, you know, lightweight hunting rifle, I can put 3 shots under an inch at 100, so you know, hover somewhere about you know, 0.6 to ½ inch. I'm stoked. You know, I don't need anything else, and there's no way I'd even waste my time or money in reloading. I also don't reload because I'm time poor. As I said in the very intro to this video, mate, I'm so time poor it is ridiculous at times, so I don't have the time to be sitting down doing that. So for me, I'd have to then go out and buy you know, probably about $1,000 worth of equipment just to do the video. So yeah, it probably wouldn't be done. And then there's also the other side of it where you'd really have to do disclaimers, because you know, if someone then copies what you're doing and then tries to suggest that you're teaching them, or you know, you're legally responsible, yes or no? Well, it's not a situation that you want to be in anyway. So yeah, I'd probably say at this stage, mate, I probably wouldn't be doing a reloading video at any time soon. Okay, next question I got here is from Nathan, and he says, hey Ozzie, any recommendations on a rifle scope for my T3X varmint in 204? I'm looking to spend around $1,000 to $1,500 and would prefer something up to the 18 to 20 by power with an illuminated reticle. It will be used mainly for fox shooting out to about 200 meters, mainly in the evening and night. Mate, honestly, for that price, look, have a look at the Loophole VX3i range and see if there's something suitable there for you. A lot of people say to me, oh Ozzie, you know, you just recommend Loophole. Well, for a price point, yeah, I do. And quality, I find it's a healthy balance. I don't like scopes made in China. You know, I've got a Chinese scope on a rifle I've been using recently, and you know, when I'm actually zooming into max magnification, you can see the bluing and stuff around the fringe of the reticle, of the optic there, you know, and you can just see where it lacks the quality of the likes of Schmidt & Bender and those high-end European optics. However, not everyone can afford it, I get that, and that's why I recommend going to Loophole, because yeah, they're more expensive than Chinese scopes, but I believe they're a lot better quality. I believe they're just a lot better in terms of just the clarity. They've got various different ones in their lineup that, you know, can suit any budget. You want to spend a fair bit of money, you can do it. If you don't, then you can go down to like the VX Freedom, you know, and still have a good clear optic, and it's going to last you a long time. So yeah, mate, I'd look at that line and just see if there's something suitable for you there. Okay guys, that concludes August Q&A. Thank you very much for all the questions there. As I said, if you want to be a part of this you know, Q&A series, or even if you don't want your questions read out but you still want my individual help, please, you know, you've got to be on Patreon to do it. The amount of questions that I'm still getting now. Hey Ozzie, just a quick question. How do I start a feral pest control business? Hey Ozzie, just a quick question. I'm having problems with my rifle. Like, you know, I would love to be able to sit down and just answer that, but I can't, guys. I have to limit it to those of you who help me out on Patreon, and in return, I'll give you my time and individual help as best as I can. All right, guys, till the next Q&A, until the next review, we'll catch you then.